Good day, dear students. Today we'll be looking at decimal fractions. But before you watch the video, please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the subscribe button. After that, there's a bell that will appear. Click on that bell so that anytime you put in a video, you will get the notification and watch the video. So decimal fractions. Now, in our previous lessons, we've learned that we have three main types of fractions. Three main types. We looked at what we call common fraction. Then we said we also have decimal fraction. Then we have percentage. So basically, as we all know, these are the three main types of fractions we have: common fraction, decimal fraction, and percentage. Now, we've already learned about the common fraction in previous lessons. So today we are going to look at the decimal fraction. So we are singling out the decimal fraction and see how we can understand certain things. Now before that, let's do a quick recap about the common fraction. We learned that common fraction is any fraction that can be written as a vulgar. If you remember, any fraction that can be written as a vulgar, that is an integer divided by another integer. So every common fraction can be written in the form a out of b, where both a and b are integers, but b should never be 0. So every fraction in this form is called a common fraction. And we look at various types of common fractions, whereby we learned about proper fractions, improper fractions, mixed fractions, equivalent fractions, and so on and so forth. So that's what we call the common fraction. So example, 2 out of 3 is a common fraction, it's proper. 4 out of 3 is also a common fraction, improper. We have 2 whole number, 3 out of 5. It's also a common fraction, it's mixed. Alright, then we also have like fractions. We said like fractions have the same denominators. So like fractions, I can give you 3 out of 7 and also 2 out of 7. These two are all like fractions. And we have unlike fractions. So all these groups come under common fractions. Now, let's concentrate on the topic for today. That is decimal fractions. So when we say a decimal fraction normally comprises of a whole number part and a decimal fractional part. For instance, if I give you something like this is read as 2.385, not 2.385, no. All the digits after the point. Now we call this one here the decimal point. The point there is called decimal point. So after the decimal point, all the digits there is what we refer to as decimal fractions. The 2 is not a decimal fraction, the 2 is a whole number. So all the digits after the decimal point, 3, 8, 5, all these are decimal fractions. Another example, I can give you this one will be mentioned as 403.21. Don't say 403.21. This is a whole number. You can mention it together. 403.21. So the 2 and the 1, they are also decimals. So another name for decimal fractions is decimals. So if you hear me saying decimals, I'm talking about decimal fractions. So this is example of a decimal fraction. So in short, decimal fractions, you can see a point, a decimal point inside. So the points separate the whole number from the decimal fractional part. The point separates the whole number from the fractional part. Now let's take one quick sub question or subtopic under this. I want us to know how to find a place and place value. place and place value. In numbers and numerals, we saw that every digit has a place and also a value in a group of numbers. For instance, if I give you 4,832, in numbers and numerals, we saw that the digit 2 here has a place called ones. The 3 is tens. The 8 here is hundreds. And the 4 here is thousand. So these are called place. So the place of 2 is ones, the place of 3 is tens, the place of 8 is hundreds, and the place of 4 is thousand. And we also look at place value. So when we say place value, we are looking at the value of the digits based on how it is placed. That's how we call place value. Place value is the value of the digits due to its position or due to its place. So we saw that to get the place value, let's take the same digits, 4,832. So if we talk about the place value of 2 is 2. The place value of 2 is still 2. The place value of 3 is 30. As we all know, we just multiply the 3 there by the tens because 3 is tens. So if 3 is tens, then the value will be 3 tens. So 30 or 3 tens, they are the same. You can say 30 or 3 tens. 3 tens means 3 times 10, so 30. Then the place value of 8 is also 800 or 800. Then lastly, the place value of 4 is 4,000 or 4,000. So this is called the place value. They are all called place value. And I hope you know all this already based on your idea of numerals. So we are going to see how to find the place and place value when the number is a decimal. It won't follow this pattern. It has a different pattern. So pay attention and take some short notes about it. Alright. So let's take a decimal fraction as 25.398. Let's take something like this. 25.398. I've already told you that the 398 are what we call the decimals. 25 here is not a decimal. So if you are asked to find the value, or let's say the place of 5, know that the 5 here is not part of the decimals. So the 25 here, it will go according to our normal places in numerals. So I can say that the 5 here is the ones. Take note. The ones is not the 8. The 25 here is the whole number. So 5 is still ones, and the 2 is our tens. If you look at the place value 2, the place value of 5 is 5 or 5 ones, and the place value of 2 is 20 or 2 tens. But someone will ask, what about the decimals? These digits here, they have their own places. So the first decimal place, take note of this, notes. The first decimal place is called tenth. Please note the spelling, T-E-N-T-H, tenth. So the tenth is the name given to the first decimal place. So if I ask you that, what is the place of 3? The place of 3 is tenth. The place of 3 is tenth. And the second decimal place, which is the 9, is also called, so the second decimal place is called hundredth. That's the second decimal place. It is called hundredth. And the third decimal place, which is the 8th. The third decimal place is called thousands. You must know the spelling very well. Thousands. TH. So when I say the first decimal place, in short, it means the first digit after the point. So the first digit after the point is called first decimal place. The second digit after the point is called second decimal place. And the third digit after the point is called third decimal place. So their names are the tenths, hundreds, and thousands respectively. So the place of 3 is tenths. That's the first decimal place. The place of 9 is hundreds. That is the second decimal place. And the place of 8 is thousands, the third decimal place. Now let's look at the value. So let's look at the values of the 3, 9, and 8. Okay, so now you understand the place. We said the first decimal place is tenths, second decimal place is hundreds, and the third decimal place is thousands. Now let's look at the place value. So if you are asked of the place value of 3, it is 3 tenths. You can just say 3 tenths. So 3 tenths is the value. Or you can say 3 out of 10. The tenth means out of 10. So the place value of 3 is 3 tenths or 3 out of 10. The place value of 9 is 9 hundredths. 9 hundredths or 9 out of 100. And the place value of 8 is 8 thousandths. 8,000, which is the same as 8 out of 1,000. So these are the place value of decimals. Just join the digits with the place. So 3 tenths is the place value. You can also say 3 out of 10. Someone too can make it in the form of decimals, saying that the place value of 3 is 0.3. It's also correct. Place value of 3, you can just say 0.3. The place value of 9, you can say 0.09. 0.09. Just make sure that the 9 is occupying the second decimal place because it's hundreds. But the whole number, make it 0. Don't go and write 25.09 or 25.3. No. The whole number will be taken to be 0. So the place value of 3 is 0.3. The place value of 9 is 0.09. And the place value of 8 will be 0.008. So any of these 3 answers will be accepted. So someone can say the place value of 9 is 9 out of 100. Correct. 900, correct. 0.09, correct. So know the differences between the place value of decimals and also the place value of whole numbers. So I'll give you an assignment in order for you to write down the place value and the place of some particular digits that I'll be giving to you. This is your assignment. Find the place of the underlined digits. So 43.518. I've underlined 4, 5, and 8. I just want the place of 4. So you write 4, then write the place. 5, then write the place. 8, then write the place. And the second question is find the place value of the underlined digits. So 43.518. This time around, the place value of 4, place value of 5, and the place value of 8. Thank you very much.